Hey guys, so I thought it would be fun to do a Q&A. I did, let me get my paper. Oh, I did get some questions on my social media. I asked people what did they want to know. I got some of the same questions, so most of the things I'm just gonna be telling y'all. So one of the main questions I kept getting over and over again from guys and girls was, am I single? Am I single? Am I single? Huh? I'm single. Like a motherfucking dollar bill. Okay? I'm single, y'all. By choice. That's what every single girl says. I'm single. And this is the longest I've ever been single, actually, in my entire life. And if you listen to or watch my last couple of, it was like 2 videos ago, I discussed dating and all of that and how I feel about being single. And I feel great about being single. I mean, I'm dating, so I'm good. And I'm in love with myself, so I'm not lonely. You know what I'm sure? Sure. Yeah, so I'm single and it's a good time in my life. I'm happy. I have good people in my life, in my circle, you know. So anyways, oh, and what kind of guys am I into?
I ain't got no type.
I'm just kidding. Seriously though, I don't have a type. I don't have a type.
Something about a thug.
That's not my type though. I feel like if you're for me, if you have goals, I don't even need you to be all the way done made it, because I haven't made it. Okay, so if you got some goals about yourself, whether it's something you might think is small, if it's something you want to do, and you are family oriented and you respect me and you respect yourself, then you're my type. Period. So, what are my dreams? I'm living my dreams. My dream was always to be on YouTube. It took me a long time to get to that point, but that's my dream. Looking forward, I would love for this to be my main stream of income, and this is what I do full time. If you've known me for a long time, I've been that friend that will come to your house and do your hair, like when I was in middle school. Like, I don't want to be a hairstylist, I don't want to be a makeup artist, but my whole thing is I've always wanted my friends and people around me to feel beautiful. Like, I don't have no friend that you can't tell me I don't pump them up. Like, I want everybody around me to feel beautiful. So that's what I want my channel to be about. I've always been very self-sufficient. Like, growing up, my mom did hair. She taught me how to do my own hair. We never went to the hairdresser and stuff like that. So my goal is to have a YouTube channel to teach girls how to be self-sufficient, with whether you got a lot of money or not. If you know how to do it yourself, why are you paying somebody else to do it? And just to feel beautiful, like, no matter what the circumstance is, it's for you to feel beautiful. And that's what my dream is, my goal is. And hopefully I can do that by using YouTube and other social media as an outlet. Next question, what keeps a smile on my face? My daughter keeps a smile on my face. I have a 5-year-old daughter. Her name is Kenya Nicole. That is my life. Cannot tell me, 6 years ago, that I would be where I'm at right now with this little person that looks and acts just like me. Like, bruh, you couldn't have told me that. So that is what my whole entire world revolves around. That's the number one thing that comes to mind when you ask me what keeps a smile on my face. Kenya Nicole keeps a smile on my face. I keep a smile on my own face. I think it's very important to keep yourself happy and keep yourself grounded, and don't put your happiness on anybody else but yourself. So, somebody asked me, do I have multiple sclerosis? Because I do put things on social media. It is multiple sclerosis awareness day, month, sorry. And I should have did my nails orange, but they're yellow. So, because orange is the color. So I said I wasn't gonna cry in this video, but everybody who knows me knows that I'm such a crybaby. But I'm going to be sufficient and tell y'all. So I do have multiple sclerosis. I was diagnosed with MS 2 years ago. It was in August. I did not know. I mean, obviously, it's not something that I knew. And I can tell you guys the entire story. I haven't told many people this story. So, but I love my YouTube fam. So, I was at work. I was working for an airline at the time. It's not when I was a flight attendant. And I still do have anxiety attacks. So, I thought that I was having an anxiety attack. The left side of my body was going really numb. And things like that would happen when I would have anxiety attacks. So I went on for the whole day into the next day. So that's when I got really concerned. I was driving to work, and I was so scared to drive to work because I literally could not feel anything, and it started moving down to my legs as well. So I was at work, and I was like telling my supervisor at the time, which was also my friend at the time, that I just don't feel good. Like, I just don't feel right. And I specifically remember us being in the hallway, and I was telling her this, and I was eating some pistachios, and the pistachios literally just slid out of my hand, like just fell out of my hand without me feeling it slide out of my hand. So they took me to like the little urgent care thing, you know, where you usually go get your drug testing for work. So the guy gave me all these tests, knocking on my knees. And then all of a sudden he was like, you need to go to Emory ASAP, like as soon as possible. And I was like, for what? And he was like, you just need to get down to Emory and they have to do some testing on you. And I was like, what the fuck? So I'm thinking, I had looked up symptoms the night before. I'm thinking I had, I can't even think about it, what it's called, vertigo. I'm thinking it's vertigo as far as like my balance. So I'm like, okay, cool. I called my daddy. I'm a daddy's girl. And my daddy works at Emory. So I'm like, meet me down there or whatever. So they're running tests. I was there overnight. They're still running tests. The next day, everybody got to go to work. I was in the hospital by myself. My dad is at work. My mom's at work. My siblings are at work. Nobody was in the hospital with me. I remember sitting on the bed. I gotta be a big girl, y'all. Doctors can be so like, they deliver bad news all the time. I was in the hospital by myself and I was sitting on the bed and like 4 doctors came in, a neurologist. It's too much, y'all. I can't even tell the story. I never tell the story. They all came in at the same time and I was so scared because I was by myself. They came in and was like, you have multiple sclerosis. And I didn't know what it was. It scared me because right after that they were like, there's no cure. So for somebody to tell you you have something and there's no cure and you don't know what it is. So most of the doctors that came in were neurologists. Nobody really explained to me what it was. It was up to me to do my own research as to what it was. I stayed in the hospital for like a week, and my symptoms got worse and worse as I was in the hospital. I had to have a physical therapist that came and we walked around the hospital. Alright, I'm gonna keep telling the story. So when I got out of the hospital, I could barely walk. By that time, it had moved to like the left side of my legs, my leg, and I stayed out of work for like a month. And I remember coming back to work, and my leg would do this thing where it would lock up every couple of seconds. So I would have it measured out because I was so embarrassed. I would go from my desk. If I had to go to the bathroom, I would go from my desk to the break room. I could make it there. It would lock up, and I would like go get some coffee or something to play it off while it was locking up. And it's literally like cringing. It locks up and it shakes. Then it would stop, and I'd walk to the bathroom, and I'd do it all the way back. I mean, it doesn't do that now. I have an amazing doctor, Dr. Lava. He's one of the top neurologists in the country. He's up at Emory. I'm on medicine. I take shots 3 times a week. So let me give you the backstory of what multiple sclerosis is for people who don't know what it is. For my friends who don't know what it is. Basically, my immune system is crazy. It attacks my nerves. So I guess it all starts in my brain. It attacks my nerves. So the covering that protects my nerves, it's attacking that. So so for the people you see that are in wheelchairs with MS, they can't walk, it's because their immune system has attacked that nerve so badly that they can't use it anymore. So what's my train of thought? I did not know this was gonna be such a hard video to do. I was one of those people when you grow up and I've had people in my family that were sick, but because I felt like I was healthy, you kind of just don't pay attention to it. You see the fuck cancer shirts saying big or small, save them all type things, and you support it, but it doesn't really affect you, so you don't really pay any attention to it. And I was guilty of that. When I look back at things, the symptoms that I have of my MS, there are certain things I've always had it. When I was a cheerleader, I would be so tired, like all the time. All the time, I would be such a sleepy girl. That's one of the symptoms of MS. It's something I live with every single day. Things that I ignore every single day. I was brought up to not go by what a doctor is saying to you or what society is saying to you, but what God is saying to you. So I always was taught to lead and to live your life by faith. So I'm a happy girl. I don't dwell on it. I don't really talk about having MS until it's like MS Awareness Month or, things like that. It's not something that I'm ashamed of or anything like that. But I don't like to live in my diagnosis. I like to live in the moment. I don't like to think. You know how many people approach me and be like, oh, I know somebody with MS and they're in a wheelchair and your husband's going to have to take care of you. I don't think about stuff like that because everything serves a purpose. So even if I do end up like that, believe me that I'm still going to serve my purpose. And believe me when I say that people are going to know what MS is because of me. And you're going to be aware of it. And you're going to know what it is. And hopefully one day there's a cure for it. Period. That's all I want. That's all I care about. It was just God talking to me like, this is not your life. I know so many people with sicknesses, and sometimes it's just like you are letting this take over your life. Not because you're sick, but because you are living in it. You cannot sit here and have a pity party every day about something that you cannot change. I used to sit there and be like, well, if I would have exercised more, or if I would have been vegan, or if, no, God gave this to me for a reason. So I can't think about what if I would have done something. I can't think about in the future whether I ain't thinking about that. Just know that I'm blessed beyond measures. And I know that there is a God, and I know that I am going to be healed. I know that I'm going to dance at my daughter's wedding. So, yeah. This is probably going to be the toughest. This probably was the toughest video I've ever had to shoot, and I ever will shoot. So, thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully this gives you a better understanding of who I am. Like, subscribe, share. I love you guys.